but inflation is affecting people's lives. But if you take a look at it, if and when, God willing, we get the Build Back Better proposal, if you look at what's inflation all about for people, they're paying more for things they need than they had to pay before. That's the bottom line. Now, if they're paying considerably less for childcare, considerably less for health care, considerably less for insulin, considerably less, and go down the list of being able to take care of their parents, all the things that are in the Build Back Better plan. The reason why economists think it's going to, in fact, diminish the impact on inflation is because it's reducing costs for ordinary people. Reducing costs for ordinary people. So I think but in the meantime, in order to get that up and running, and we don't have a single Republican willing to support it yet, in order to get that up and running, it's going to be focused all on the downside. The downside is prices have gone up because of supply chain concerns. We've worked as hard on the supply chain concerns. I think you're going to see, you've already begun to see, and you're going to see over the next couple months, oil prices, prices of gas pump come down. You know, the biggest, a third of the increase in inflation is used automobiles. So, I mean, it is a real problem. But the point is that has to do with supply chain as well. But it also has to do with the fact that not everybody's looking for a used automobile, but those who are, they're paying higher prices because there's fewer of them because of COVID and what was sold out and the like. So I think it really is, it's a real bump in the road. It does affect families. When you walk in the grocery store and you're paying more for whatever you're purchasing, it matters. It matters to people. When you're paying more for gas, although in some states we've got the price down below $3 a gallon, but the point is, it's not gone down quickly enough. But I think it will.
What are your next steps on Ukraine?
What's the follow-up? I'm sorry.
On board with the inflation numbers this high with the Build Back Better bill?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to be talking to him at the beginning of the week. And I think if you look at what most people are saying, most of the economists are saying, this Build Back Better bill is not going to increase inflation. It will diminish inflation. It has a negative impact on inflation. It doesn't raise inflation. But that's hard for people to think about right now because inflation is up and there's a direct correlation in most people's mind. Well, why is inflation? Well, government's spending money. Well, that's not the reason for the inflation. The reason for the inflation is that we have a supply chain problem that is really severe and is causing a significant increase in prices in things that, in fact, are hard to get access to. Because at the bottom of it all is COVID. COVID has had a serious impact on the ability to produce a whole lot of necessary products, particularly those imported from the Pacific and other places.